First they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. Yep, they love you again. This is your girl, Candi Hussle, and you are now tuned in to Dope Chick with Ambition podcast. Let's go. July 1st. Welcome. It's a new month. Same goals. And next week, I will be in New York City screaming and rapping my favorite rapper's songs as he performs at his 30th anniversary show, Yankee Stadium. Here I come, baby. Listen, yes, I'm aware that you all want to cancel Jay-Z, but I'm not. Right? Everybody's talking about it, creating think pieces and XYZ, but it is what it is. Like I said, first they love you, then they hate you, and then they'll love you again. You know what I mean? Jay-Z has partnered with Target on his anniversary album, and people are pissed off. Reasonable Doubt turned 30 last month, and fans were able to purchase a limited edition vinyl exclusively at Target. Uh-oh. Did you say Target? Yes, I said Target. Yes. And it's during the alleged boycott. Now, I know you guys are saying, yes, the boycott is still happening. The numbers, their pockets are hurting. But listen, I still shop at Target. Yes, I do. If you want to boycott me or do whatever you want to do, that's up to you. Just don't come back. You see what I'm saying? When you make a decision to stop rocking with someone, don't rock with them forever. Don't try to come back when you feel like, all right, well, I'm sorry. Listen, God forgives, Candi doesn't. You got to stand on what you decide. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I never take boycott serious when it comes to us as Black people, because we say one thing, we do something that's opposite, like later on. This boycott is going to go away. And then everybody will act like, oh, well, we can go back now. No, stand on it. No. The same think pieces and the opinions and all that stuff that you guys are posting on Meta. You're on Meta. Meta supports who? Orange Face. Yeah, it's selective outrage. You feel me? So at the end of the day, if you really want to show them who has the juice, because we do have the juice, Black people, we have to put it across the board. We can't just choose one business and say, let's drop them. And then when some of us Black people decide to still mess with this said business, y'all feel some type of way. But y'all on Meta feeling this way. Make it make sense. You don't have to use Meta. They don't have anything on there that's really helping us. Social media, if used correctly, it's beneficial. But most of the times people are on there just yapping and looking crazy. Target, they provide things that I need. You know what I mean? So please. But anyway, like I said, during the boycott, Jay-Z has decided to do a partnership with Target, and people are mad. And it's so many opinions. When it comes to Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's like the end of the world when they do things that goes against the grain, right? And when I go into Target, I still see Black people. I see Black workers. I see Black shoppers. It's so crazy. Because a few weeks ago, he was trending for his fro and his Roots picnic performance. Everybody was loving him. And like I said, either you're going to love him and stay there or hate him and stay there. Pick a side. But for me, I'm rolling with the Rock Boy. So y'all going to see me July 10th at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And hopefully he has a dark Caesar, his low cut. I was having a discussion, I ain't gonna say argument, with a friend, and he was arguing up and down. Oh, Hove had waves. I'm like, Jigga never had waves. He pull up this picture, pull up this picture. I'm like, okay. He had baby waves. He wasn't spinning. His waves wasn't on waves on swims, so they hate on him. No. They weren't for Jigga was not known for his waves. Nas had the waves. Baby. I know my rappers. I know the two rap men that I love, that I'm in a love triangle with, and they don't know. But anyway, if you couldn't get your tickets to see him in New York City, they announced shows taking place in Paris on September the 10th, and in Cali, what up, West Coast, on October 23rd, the first day of Scorpio season. Let's go. So, Hove fans, it is time to support our guy and be sure to cop your merch. With me, I have hats, I have t-shirts. The hats are moving, and I thank you all for the love and support. The t-shirts are as well. And I know y'all probably like, oh, I don't want to be looking like anybody. But when you go get the merch from the concert and other people wearing shirts that you, please shout. Yeah, shout with me. Get your stuff, put the order in early because I don't do rush orders. I'm a workpreneur, so I have to work my 9 to 5. And if I cannot get your order to you timely because I work, you can't take that up with me. And I don't care how much you pay because you can pay for a rush and then something can happen with the mail. And then you have an attitude with moi. Nah, ain't gonna go down like that. So if you're trying to go to the show next week, put your order in right now. I should have been put your order in, but go ahead and put it in right now, today, so I can go ahead and get it out to you. And remember, Friday is going to be 4th of July acknowledgement, so it's a lot. Friday is the celebration of 4th, so they might be closed on Friday and Saturday. Y'all gotta hurry up. Hurry up and get your order. Order no later than Monday of next week, please. All right, so enough about me and Jay. Let's get into some light celebrity tea, starting with Jay-Z's enemy, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was just on a podcast, and it was like a Christian-based podcast with a guy named Bryce. And I was just like, I like that Nicki is moving in silence, but I'm not sure what's going on. She's leaving everybody like, what's her next move? What's about to happen? And I think that's a good thing because you're never supposed to let people know your moves. You know what I mean? But I just didn't understand this podcast. It's like she's really on some F the blacks. Nicki is going over to the whites. The whites are her fan base now, the whites. And it's nothing wrong with that. You know, if they've supported her and they're with her. But she's really on the white side. Because the blacks are on her bad side. Not all her bad, not her barbs. But, you know who she beefs with, Rock Nation and, the rappers, rap chicks and everything. So now, speaking of Nicki back in February had tweeted something about Lizzo, and she used the F word, the one that ends with the T. And, no, not that one, the 3-letter word. Yeah. So I don't want to say it on the pod because I don't want to be flagged. But yeah, so she mentioned that, and Lizzo released her new project and she decided to bring up old shit. Now, Lizzo, I don't think that's fair because here's the thing. You started with Nicki, right? You said something about Nicki. Why is Nicki naming your mouth? Just because she's decided to, support Trump. And then also you said something about she's, issues with your friends. You're not their bodyguard and they can handle themselves. So now you got a problem with Nicki and you will end up crying because you're very sensitive. So it's like, why would you want to poke? So she's going to take the tweet that Nicki tweeted in February, and she put it at like the cover of, I don't know if it was like the cover, and then she put the audio underneath, like a video clip, and she used that one. And then she was like trying to use some of Nicki's like flow and words and all of this stuff in her rap. And it was just like, girl, you are trying too hard. And when you try too hard, you die hard. You see what I'm saying? So, Lizzo, now every time you open up the app, because the barbers make sure that you cry in your car. And I don't care if you're crying in a luxury car, you still are going to cry. You know what I mean? So it's like, despite all the hard work that you put in, with the weight loss and all of this stuff, you're to still be called that? Stop poking those people. Just leave people alone. You should have said something 4 months ago. Don't try to spin the block now while she's being quiet. Because when she has her, I don't know if it was an outburst or like, her moment when she do her Twitter stuff, everybody be confused why she addressing this and saying this and people are catching strays. No, they bookmark stuff. And you're part of the bookmark now, Lizzo. Sorry. Now, let's talk about the Knicks win. The Knicks won the championship, NBA Finals 2026. Wow, it's a long time coming. After 53 years, I witnessed the Knicks win a championship. And they're not my team, even though I'm from New York. No, I'm not from New York City, but they're not called the New York City Knicks. So, fuck out of here. But my uncle is a diehard Knicks fan. My God. He always stayed with them, even through their losing seasons. He was just always dedicated, and I was so happy for him to see that they won. Now, my mother, she's become a Knicks fan, and when she does something, she does it. She overdo it. So she's acting like she's been down since the L's. Child, she getting sneakers, T-shirts, hats. She about to get a tattoo. That's crazy. But shout out to the Knicks for winning. And the parade was out of control. New York City showed up for the Knicks. And it was a lot of stuff going on in different pockets. Like, it was little fights. It was a girl who climbed up the pole, the light pole, and then dragged the lady off. But once we found out what happened, it was like the sis had it coming for her. But it was crazy because the lady who got flung off the pole, she was like hitting the girl's butt like a piñata. And the girl started twerking, and I'm just like, wow. And she was pulling her panties. And I don't know if anybody has ever gotten a wedgie. If you get a real wedgie, and it can hurt your area down there. So I was like, I'm pretty sure she got the craziest burn down there from those panties being yanked, turned into a thong. She had like a full coverage panty on, like a regular, panty. The lady was yanking it. Yo, it was crazy. And then people were upset that Young Miami was on the float with Jada, Joe, Remy, and Mary J. Blige. And everybody was like, why is she at the Knicks parade? Why did I? Well, the Knicks were using her songs. The players were in the locker room playing her hit song right now. Spin That. Everybody's playing that. She has a huge record right now. And even though it's promoting some bad activity, that's what gets people going. Like, it's not too much that people need these days when it comes to lyrics. They want something simple with a nice beat. Where are my scamming players at? Doing that go yog bag. She's talking about scammers and boosters. It's crazy. So everybody was just really mad. And I'm like, well, plus her babe once had the keys to the city. You know what I mean? She's certified. She's Lady Diddy. And speaking of Diddy, his name will live on forever. And he cannot do anything about it, like, because his name and his character is just being slaughtered. So, yeah, I remember Jane Doe. Jane Doe, we all realize, is Daphne Joy. Their sex tape has leaked. It was like 40 minutes. And if you watched as a man, I don't know what you was watching it for. I mean, even though I feel like men wasn't necessarily watching it for Daphne Joy, they was watching it to see what Diddy was working with. And come to find out, he's all balls and a little shrimp penis. But usually it's like that. Men who don't have, like, I mean, a big joint, a big eggplant, they usually have to make up in some type of way, or they're just trying to be freaked out because of that. It's crazy. Um, so Daphne Joy made a apology, a public type of acknowledgement of the video and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, girl, you keep doing the same thing. Like, she is just a lady of the night, and she's always going to be that. Like, you know what I mean? Um, and even her baby father said that, because she's like doing podcast shows now. And Cam Newton even had her on his show, and she was so flirty. Like, it was crazy. But 50 said some women only know how to be hoes. Like, you got the hoes and you got the women, and she's part of the hoes. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't mind if 50 took their son and wanted to raise him. Not saying she isn't a good mother, but boys at a certain age should be with the father if he isn't in the household. And sis clearly needs the money, because she said she would even consider dating academics. Child, AK got the bag, so it's all access when that happens. You know what I mean? Women are more friendly when you got the money. They don't see you. They see your money. But if you ain't got no money, they act funny and you got to meet the checklist. I'm so thankful that I'm not driven by money. I'm not a slave to the dollar. Yes, if a millionaire stepped to me and it was authentic and it was, intentional, I would be like, okay, yes, now I am a housewife, stay-at-home wife. Like, what are you saying? My man is a millionaire. Yes. But I don't seek out men for money, because, again, if a man has money, money is power, right? Once they have power over you, there's nothing you could do. That's why I always like working, because if I work, I can get my own money and I can move how I need to move. I was like this ever since I was a kid. I don't want you to tell me nothing. I don't need to listen to you because I have my own money. But even as a parent, you're supposed to respect them while you're under their roof. And there are certain, things that you have to respect because they're your parent. But other than that, you can't necessarily tell me what to buy, what not to buy, what to do. You can try to guide me as a parent, but this is my money. I'm putting in those hours. Don't tell me what to do. So that's the same mindset I have for men. If a man knows that you need him for the money, he got you. No, I have my own money. You need to have money too, so we can put ours together and we can, level up. But at the end of the day, I'm good. So we're now going to talk about, oh man, this is really sad to see. Well, before we get to the sad part, we're going to talk about Carmelo Anthony and his new lady. She had posted, her name is Raquel, and she's actually a widow. She's the widow of Saints player. He played for the Saints. I think his name was like Willie or something. And he was the one that got shot in the road rage incident some years ago. And now I think it was like 2016, 2018. It was like a minute ago. But it happened in New Orleans, and it was at a road rage. And she ended up getting popped too. Now, her and Carmelo are together. And I feel like this is a good look. His daughter's mother, Carmelo's daughter, mother Mia, is even friends with the lady Rocky. I didn't really see Lala and her connected, but when she had posted a picture before, the girl Mia was like, okay, stepmom. So, hey, it is what it is. But they are together. Mello is cheesing, and she seems classy. She has like 4 kids, and they're all from her husband, her late husband. So, yeah, shout out to them. Now, this is the sad part I was about to get into, y'all. Dame Dash. Mr. Damon Dash, wow. This is sad to witness. Him and his white artist, the white lesbian artist he has, they were performing a song called Cheap Teeth at like the World Star office. And Dame is on a new drug that's not even out yet. Like, I feel like the white girl put him onto it. He on that 3000 shit. And yes, it is stepped on. Stepped on, baby. Dame is tripping. It's really sad to see. He calls Jay-Z a clown, but he's doing the most clownish activities ever. Everything he says about someone, he ends up turning into. And I'm just like, damn, this cannot be Dame from back in the day. Like, this cannot. Who would have thought he would have turned out to be this? Oh, my God. He don't got the right people around him. Now, R.I.P. news. Memphis producer Tay Keith died at the age of 29. Tay Keith, he produced like multiple tracks for Drake, Travis Scott, Eminem, Sexy Red, and the list goes on. And he was only 29, so I'm not sure what was the cause of death, but that's young, yo. So I send my condolences to his friends and his family. And speaking of death, even though it's not in reality, it's TV. R.I.P. Lou Thomas. Lulu. Oh my God. Raising Canaan. Now, if you never said Raising Cane, what are you talking about Raising Canaan? I don't know. Is that just me? But anyway, Raising Canaan. Oh, Lulu Thomas. He died, y'all. He got killed off the show. And Canaan, oh, I cannot stand Canaan. He killed his uncle. And not purposely. He let off the shot because he was scared, but he was trying to kill Rock. Like, that whole show has just got me on my edge. Like, I don't know what Marvin's gonna do. Rock didn't tell him that it was Kanan, or is he gonna find out it was Kanan? Because I know Marvin's gonna meet his maker soon. Oh, it's just so wild. Now, if you are a criminal, do not move to Texas. I repeat, do not move to Texas. The book will be thrown at you. Or simply just don't do any criminal activities. Don't commit crimes because it's a lot in Texas. But criminals have a hard time doing that, not committing crimes. So there's that. It was a couple in Texas. They got sentenced to 40 years. Black couple, of course. 40 years for doing a pyramid scheme. They was getting all this money, flexing on social media like everybody does. And people be getting jealous over a fraudulent lifestyle just because they're living in that moment right then and there. It's not going to last. It's just like the drug game. You either going to die or you're going to go to jail. That's how scamming is, from the low end to the high end. It never ends well. So you might as well not do it. And I'm not knocking anyone that's doing it. I'm just trying to educate and promote good behaviors, because you don't want to have to go and be locked up. Going from that life of luxury to that 3 meals in a cot for all those years, those two people that got sentenced were in their 30s. So if they got to do 40 years, Texas don't play. They love sweat equity. They will work you. So they're not going to get out until like 70 something. Life pretty much over. You might as well stay in there and retire. Because you're not going to understand society. It's going to be a little difficult for you to come back in and just go with the flow. I don't know how it is for women, but it seemed like men, they just have a hard time after that long bid just to not be institutionalized. It's fucked up. And Carmelo Anthony, the young boy, not older Melo, but Carmelo with the K, had one decision that he thought he was protecting himself. Got him 35 years at the age of 19. And he did not have a fair trial because he did not have any jurors that were black. They were all white. No one spoke for this boy. And because he thought he was defending himself, he thought it was self-defense. Self-defense to you and self-defense based on your state are two totally different things. And especially when you're black. So whenever you commit a crime, remember, you're black first, right? You're not just a criminal. You're a black criminal. So you're already going to get time based off of your color. And the only time you don't necessarily get time is when you're a fucking child predator, and that's disgusting. Those are the ones that need to get death penalties. Absolutely. You hurt a child, you should automatically get the death penalty, and you should get it immediately. I'm tired of paying taxes for these people to just sit on death row for all of these years and then get an injection in their arm. No, it should go back to the electric chair. Yes, no, you make a child, they get slaps on the wrist. And the reason why it's like that is because most of the time, the lawmakers are child predators too. But we'll get into that later. Now, Chris Brown, he buys his fourth baby mother. They just had their baby last month. You're listening, this is July. They had their baby in May. And he bought her a Porsche, and she shared a picture of their son. He's so cute and juicy. He looks just like Chris Brown. And everyone was side-eyeing the age gap because she just had turned 27, and Chris Brown is 37. And I'm just like, at this point, if she's grown over 21, and she's deep in the 20s, she's in her late 20s, it is what it is. 10 years, it is what it is. Now, social media is so miserable. I hate coming into these sections because on TikTok, they just love sharing their thoughts and just opinions. And it's annoying. A woman had the audacity to say that Latto either settled or she's playing herself, or she wouldn't trade shoes with Latto's and Latto XYZ, because people feel as though that Latto having a baby with 21 Savage was one of the worst things that she could ever do in life. Like, the girl whole opinion was very miserable, attention seeking, and people can't be this obsessed and upset over Latto and 21, wanting to keep things off the net. They are so mad that he doesn't post her, she doesn't post him. Some people have it set up that way. Why do you need access to someone's life? Why does posting validate anything? It doesn't. It just appeases the public, but it doesn't validate. Get over it. Mind your business. Now, how understanding are you when artists come out late at like a concert? Is your limit 30 minutes, an hour? Nikki, I think she made us wait like a good 30. Her show didn't start on time, but did she have an opening act? No, she just had a DJ. See, that's my thing. Y'all need to have opening acts. Because the opening act, between the little lateness, it will take our mind off. If you just got a DJ playing whole albums, that's annoying. So Summer Walker, she arrived late on stage in Philly because she was still in glam. She said that her makeup artist, or the hairstylist, she didn't like the hair. So she said, "I'm coming, Philly, I promise." She posted herself getting her hair done, and she's like, "Sorry, I'm late, Philly, still getting glammed." She said, "Long story short, some lady messed up my hair. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm coming as fast as I can." And she's sitting there eating some popcorn and drinking wine. The comments had me crying. They're like, "Girl, I'm tired of the DJ asking if we are ready. Hurry up, sis. The DJ frying me. Somebody said, girl, the DJ played the whole Beyonce album. Let's go. Somebody said, I don't find this ish funny. Hurry up, my blunt almost gone. Not the weed. Somebody said, it's everybody in the comments at the show for me. Then somebody said, girl, I did not sign up for karaoke. Get here now. Comment said, I'm ready for bed, Summer. Then somebody said, girl, come on here. My feet hurt. Like, somebody wanted her to just come out in the bonnet and put on the show. And the last one had me crying. Said, at this point, put it in a bun. Let's go. I was crying. Like, listen, put it in a bun. They just want the voice, babe. They just want the voice, please. But her shows did very well. She had a very successful tour. Summer music is really amazing. It's so funny because I wasn't really feeling her in the beginning. Like, I don't see the hype, and I wanted Tink to win. I was very like, Tink, Tink, Tink. Why didn't I push in Tink? But, you know, we got to take that up with God. You know, it was Summer's time, so it was her calling. Now, oh my goodness, y'all, Meta glasses. I feel like Meta glasses need to be banned. It's so many creeps that have purchased these glasses that are just recording women and just walking up to women doing different content, asking stupid questions. Ari Fletcher had, took to her social media and she was talking about it. And she was just like, this is so weird. Like, why are you walking up to me with glasses on? I don't feel good. And you're just walking up to me with those Meta glasses on, recording me without my consent. And I was like, right. And I mean, yes, we could record with the phone without their consent too, which I think is disgusting. In America, we could just do a lot of fuckery. We could just do a lot of fuckery. That's why people love coming here. It's the land of the free bullshit because, it's still not really free for us as blacks. But if you want to come over here and get into some shit and just do whatever, and to a certain extent, we have those type of limits here. It's like you could do whatever here. There's no limit to the fuckery. Well, unless you're black. So let's talk about Elon Musk coming over here getting all this money. Not a citizen of America. See, look, y'all, that's how it goes. And he came over here and now he's a trillionaire. And I'm sure it's because some of y'all blacks, y'all still purchasing Teslas, even though they're trash cars, y'all still purchasing them, knowing he don't rock with us. But see, this is the selective outrage that I'm talking about, right? Yeah, be outraged about Jay doing like a little partnership so he can get his coin. But yet Elon told you to your face, I don't fuck with y'all. I don't even like y'all for real. And y'all still on Twitter. He supports Trump. Y'all still on Twitter. He supports Trump. Y'all still drive Teslas. Wrap it up. Y'all, I'm so sad. Well, I'm not really sad, but remember I was counting down saying, I'm getting a Travis Scott. I'm getting a Travis Scott. I'm going to enter. And I was like, by the time y'all hear my next episode, I should be able to I should have them. So wish me luck. Child, that was one of the worst raffles that I've entered. That was May 29th. They dropped, right? I told y'all on May 24th, I asked y'all to lift me up in prayer. Did y'all lift me up? Or was y'all hating? Because I went onto the Nike app and tried to get them. Baby, they sold out in 2.2 seconds. Then we went to his site. The site was crazy. I stood on there for 4 hours. One first try, then came back another 4. So I did 8 hours on an online raffle. They kept kicking me off. Then we finally were able to get in. And then the next morning I got the news like, you were not picked. And I'm like, wow. So because I was not picked, I decided to treat myself to some Pumas. They're real cute and girly because I'll be tired of wearing like men's sneakers. Not men's sneakers, but heavy sneakers. I wanted something cute and girly. And I kept trying on some ballet flats. And I'm cracking up because ballet flats Y'all, the ballet flats were like little, like annoying because they just kept looking crazy every time I kept trying them on. The ones with the crisscross, the ones that had more straps across the foot. So I said, nah. And I kept sending them to my homeboy. And he was like, I do not like those ballet flats. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So I didn't do the ballet flats. And I just got these cute Pumas. They're called OG Puma. Um, H Street. Yeah, H Street OG Puma. And I got them in 3 colors. OD'd. But that had to make up for my loss with the Travis Scotts. So those are my cute little 1-2s. Now, as I mentioned before, we have the countdown to Hove, right? Anniversary show, July the 10th, 11th, and the 12th in New York City. I have hats. Please go to the site. I have shirts. www.dopechickwithambitionmerch.com. You'll be able to see the items. Again, the T-shirts are made for men and women. If you see me at the concert, be sure to show love. And then also the hats. I mean, the hats can be worn by men too. I guess men from the LGBT community. But I feel like if you're a Jay-Z fan, you can still say like you love Jay-Z. So check out the hats and continue to rock with me, like I said, once you listen to the episodes, always go to Apple Podcasts and give me a rating. Leave me 5 stars because I'm a 5-star chick. And talk to me and let me know if you are feeling the pod. So also subscribe to my YouTube, which is Dope Chick with Ambition Podcast. And it is a wrap. Thank you for checking out Dope Chick with Ambition Podcast. Mwah.